Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim preaching the word of truth and sincerity around the four corners. Peace and salutations to the Israelite foreigners, the Israelites that look like the heathen, that live amongst the heathen, and shalom to the Akim and the few Aqua, the true believers of the hopeful elect. Just coming back in the spirit and theme of prophecy, and I was watching a video done a couple days ago by the elder in Vegas, GMS Vegas sit downs, and it was going into another step towards the MOTB, something about eye scanning orbs. So I looked up the article, read a little bit of it. Want to read a little bit of it in this epistle, in this lesson. Hit a couple of precepts, and Lord's willing, this to be edifying. With Esau and his technology was booming right now. So you gotta understand that they're going to be pulling out all stops, trying to get people to commit to the MOTB. And if you don't know, the MOTB means the mark of the beast. That RFID micro C hip. But anyway, this is from the Los Angeles Times. It says, Sam Altman's eye-scanning orbs have arrived, sparking curiosity and fear. Eye-scanning orbs. Salakia, damn pop-ups. I ain't paying for nothing. It says, a San Francisco startup backed by Sam Altman uses iris scans to verify human identity without requiring users to supply personal information such as their names, emails, and phone numbers. But some experts are skeptical and contend that handing over biometric data is too risky, citing data privacy concerns. Yeah, see, this is the new form of technology. Let me get a quick precept that come to mind before I continue. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4, and it says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." And that's what you're seeing. Got eye scanning orbs where you don't need your what does it say again? It says, Sam Altman uses iris scans to verify human identity without requiring users to supply personal information such as their names, emails, and phone numbers. So you can know a person's identity just by scanning their eye. You see, that's knowledge increasing. But let's continue. It says, this month, a mysterious store selling a vision of the future opened its doors in downtown San Francisco's Union Square district. It says a cryptic message appeared on the storefront window. World is the real human network. Anonymous proof of human and universally inclusive finance for the age of AI. Millions of humans in over 160 countries now available in the USA. It says the store attracted a small crowd and curious onlookers. People took turns scanning their eyes by peering into white devices known as orbs to prove they are human. Then they received free of charge a verified world ID they could use to log into online services and apps. It says as a bonus, participants were given some WorldCoin cryptocurrency tokens. Yeah, so they going all out with this. Let me see, it says some just observed from a distance. He said, I'm afraid to walk inside, said Brian Klein as he peered into the window on his way to the theater. I don't want that thing taking any of my data and biometric scanning me. It says the futuristic technology is the creation of a startup called Tools for Humanity, which is based in San Francisco and Munich, Germany. Founded in 2019 by Alex Blania and Sam Altman, the entrepreneur known for OpenAI's ChatGPT. The tech company says it's building for humans in the age of AI. And you best believe that this is going to be the new way they conduct business. You know, just getting people buttered up, if you will, getting people lackadaisical for the bomb drop. It says in theory, these iris scans offer a safe and convenient, and remember that word too, convenient. This is how they're going to get to the people. They're going to claim the act of convenience. It says, in theory, these iris scans offer a safe and convenient way for consumers to verify their human identity at a time when AI-powered tools can easily create fake audio and images of people. See, so Esau basically created his own boogeyman, you know, with the AI. Because AI can create fake audio and images of people, and so the eye scan, you would it would basically be an identity check, a human identity check. It says we wanted a way to make sure that humans stayed special and essential in a world where the internet was going to have lots of AI-driven content, said Altman, the chairman of Tools for Humanity, at a glitzy event in San Francisco last month. It says, like the early stages of Facebook and PayPal, world is still in a growth phase, trying to lure enough customers to its network to eventually build a viable service. No, I mean, I guess, yeah, that could be, that's enough for that. We get a couple more scriptures. Because you got to understand, this is the new wavelength of things. This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I'll start at 1. The point is in 3. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Yeah, and the vision is not tarrying, as you can see. We're in the era of eye scanning, of blockchain, of biometrics. You know, just like the movies that you've seen, like Demolition Man, Judge Dredd, just to name a few that can come to the top of my head. Not a real big movie guy, but like those movies. You know, in the Demolition Man, they implemented the C-hip, and that was in the 90s. So and you can't say that it's far-fetched, because you got people outside of the U.S., like it said in this article, already doing it, doing the eye scan, and you got people outside of the U.S. just like that country in Sweden, how they got, you know, what's that called? How they got, I believe it's like 50,000 people C-hipped already. So, you know, and they got that in the U.S. as well. That company out of Wisconsin, 3 Square Markets. Can't forget about them. They did that years ago. Had chipping parties and all of that. You know? We get another precept. We're going to go to the book of Revelation, chapter 13. I start at 14. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. And this is one of those miracles. You know, part of the technology, part of the knowledge increasing. This technology. You know, this is state-of-the-art type stuff that's going on. You know, eye scanning for human identity, human eye scanning for identity. This is some futuristic stuff. So we are in the future. You know, that's clearly evident. It says, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. And you know, the beast is that Roman Empire, and it had a wound because, you know, the Jake took Esau down, and during I believe it was like 325 AD. Jake took Esau down and took the Roman Empire down and ruled during the Dark Ages. And then it had a wound. That was the wound by a sword. And then did live. They lived because the rebirth of the Roman Empire, which is known as the Renaissance period. And the Edomites have been in rulership ever since. Let's say like the mid 1400s. You know? But that's another lesson for another time. Now that goes into secular history. And I gotta do more research on it. more studying up on history. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Yeah, and that image is that MARKCHIP. If you don't worship the image of the beast, of the image of the beast, and I told you that the beast is the Roman Empire, it said that you should be killed. That's what it's going to come down to. You're going to have to either get down with the system, or they're going to exclude you from society and possibly kill your ass. That's why it tells you in Revelation, the 20th chapter, that the Apostle John, he saw those that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, because you're gonna have martyrs. It's like just like it's written in the scriptures. You're gonna have martyrs that are not going to bow down and conform to this society, you know. But yeah, here's the point. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. And we look up that word mark in the Greek, it's charagma, G5480. You know, we looked up, we gotta look up words. We look up words over here. And it says in their right hand or in their foreheads. And you can see that now. You know, the right hand is a regular, well, not regular, but it's the right hand or the left hand, whichever hand you're dominant in, and the foreheads. You know, you see Neuralink and other companies doing the BCIs, the brain computer interface. You know, and basically, the small and great, whether you're famous and known by the world, like a Denzel Washington or a Michael B. Jordan, or whether you're a nobody, you know, living off the government, and even to homeless, about to be homeless, and even homeless people, just free and bond. So whether you're locked up, you know, they're going to offer, you best believe, for people to get their sentence knocked down to get released from prison in an earlier time, they're going to offer them chips. And from what I understand, they already have people that have been given micro C-hips so they can get out earlier. And you know, and you know what prisoner's not going to go for that? You know, they got 10 years left on their sentence, and they said that they get out, they could get out, or even 5 years, or even 3 years left, even 2 years left. And they said that you could get out in 6 months if you get this C-hip. Of course they're going to okay that. They're going to oblige to that. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the charagma or mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. You see? So, you know, you got a lot of false leaders out here. You know, like the ISUPK, like the IUIC. You know, you got the leaders dancing around. You got the leaders dancing around the breakdown of the micro C hip. You know. And you know, they're going to look stupid when that C hip is made mandatory. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 56 verse 10, and it reads, his watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs, they cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yeah, they are all greedy dogs which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, every one for his gain from his quarter. You see? So, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can get a different translation. Yeah, here you go. This is the NLT. It says, for the leaders of my people, the Lord's watchmen, his shepherds, are blind and ignorant. They are like silent watchdogs that give no warning when danger comes. It says, they love to lie around, sleeping and dreaming. And that's exactly what these other groups, these other Israelite camps are doing. The only camp that's warning you of the impending danger, to be perfectly honest, is GMS. You know, starting with the apostles and elders on down to the young brothers like myself. We're the only, and the affiliate camps. You know, the brothers that preach the likewise doctrine. You know. Hold on, let me see. But yeah. You know, but time will tell. In due time, you're going to see who's been telling the truth and who's been living a lie. You know, other camps have been saying that, you know, the market, the MOTB is embargo, sleeping with white women, it's sin. All of that is going to come to naught when that C-hip is made mandatory, and it's coming. You can clearly see it if you have spiritual eyes and ears. They keep on coming out with this. They keep on coming out with this. What's it called? With these different biometric programs. You know, these eye scanning orbs, BCIs, blockchain, just to name a few. And it's all for you to be tapped into the internet of things, the internet of bodies. They put it in the TV shows, they put it in the movies, they put it in, they put it in the cartoons. They put it everywhere. They call it predictive programming or revelation of the method. So we're clearly here at the door. We're clearly here. It's no longer at the doors. It's here. We're just waiting for that one black swan event to happen so they could crash the economic system and come with that new system, which is the MOTB. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 33, and it says, "And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them." Yeah, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. So when that CHIP is made mandatory, there's going to be no dispute on who had the truth, the 100% truth, the whole time. And by that time, people are going to want answers, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, He's going to take His men off these streets. And you're not going to be able to go to your local corner store, not corner store, go to your local camp and get answers like you can now. That ties in to Revelation, the book of Amos 8 and 11, chapter 8, verse 11. The famine of the word. Let me get this real quick. And also in the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 18, it says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he." See? So where there's no vision, the people perish. And all these camps talking about that the MOTB is not what we say it is. It's everything but what we say it is, what we know it to be. Their vision is gonna, their people are gonna perish because there's no vision. You see? But yeah, I didn't want to make this too long. So Lord's will, you was edified. Till next time, we're gonna say shalom to the elect.